What's poppin', Cougs? Welcome back to Coug on the Clock. I am your host, Matti Tenney, and I'm joined by
Gravelle.
We're ready for another episode, back-to-back for me. We're going to be covering WSU volleyball, a little bit of soccer, WSU football, college football, NFL, MLB playoffs, and then some birthdays as usual.
Let's get into it.
So let's get right into it. Starting off with WSU volleyball, last two games. On September 21st, we played UW at home. Cougs swept in straight sets. It was 25-17, 25-19, and 25-15. Cougs led the Huskies in points, kills, blocks, assists, and digs. They were tied in the aces. Iman Isanovic led the team with 13 kills, and Magda Yelostrova with 5 blocks. Argentina Ung had 35 blocks. And then
crazy.
Last game, they beat Arizona 3-2. The first sets were really close, but Cougs emphatically took the last two sets.
Indeed. Headed down to Oregon next week, playing Oregon State on the 28th. Number 6 Oregon on October 1st. Big road trip coming up.
Yeah, that's going to be a big one. I mean, former Coug, Hannah Pukas is on that team, so it'll be very exciting to see that.
For sure.
And then soccer. WSU Soccer unfortunately lost the Pac-12 opener to number 2 Stanford 1-0, but
Yeah, fell to number 24 in the rankings. They're headed down to California, playing USC on the 28th. Number 5 UCLA on October 1st. Big games for them coming up too.
yeah, I mean, the Cougs haven't had too much trouble scoring. Obviously, I believe that was only their second loss on the season. Still in the top 25, not complaining whatsoever, but looking to bounce back, stay in the rankings, and hopefully take home a Pac-12 championship.
That'd be huge for them.
So that's what we have for that. So I think we're going to
Yeah.
move on early, get into WSU football. A big weekend. It was the Battle of the Pac-2. Cougs versus the Oregon State Beavers. Cougs take the win, 38-35. Came down to an onside kick that was recovered by Cooper Mathers last minute. Very exciting stuff.
Yeah, they tried to blow it away again, in typical Coug fashion. It's how they do it, but able to hang on at the end. Huge game for the offense. Cam Ward, 28-34, 404 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 on the ground.
Yeah, 5 total. And Josh Kelly had an absolute breakout game. Lincoln Victor going down early with an ankle sprain. I think it's a high ankle sprain is what they said. Obviously, Coach Dickert was saying that he's been in the training facilities 24 hours a day trying to rehab and get back during this bye week. But Josh Kelly coming through, some incredible catches. He had 3 touchdowns,
2
8
one-handers.
receptions, 159 yards. And you were telling me that Kelly—
Not only Josh Kelly,
Yeah.
Kyle Williams too,
Kyle
174 yards. First time that the Cougs have had 2 150-yard receivers since 2014 when Vince Mayle and River Craycraft did it against Cal.
River Craycraft scored a touchdown for the Dolphins.
He did, looking good for him.
100%. Cougs had 27 first downs in that game to the Beavs 25. OSU had a greater time of possessions, but the biggest story I think that the Cougs need to take away from this game is they need to stop fumbling the ball. Ball security has been a really big issue. Cam Ward fumbling on a sack. Hollywood Jenkins fumbling after Cam Ward made some miraculous plays to get out of the pocket, got the ball to him, but he fumbled. And even Nakia Watson, he fumbled once, got the ball back luckily, but that's just a big thing that these Cougs need to focus on.
For sure. When you're coming down to it at the end of the season, you're getting into playoff football, not turning the ball over is the biggest thing. So,
And it's Cam Ward, still no interceptions on the season.
No.
Fantastic. The only interception for the Cougs this season was thrown by Emmett Brown in garbage time against Northern Colorado. But this defense came through.
Legit.
Shaw Smith-Wade, Cam Lampkin, Jaden Smith, and then obviously your front 7, BJ and RJ on the edges playing really well. Going into the bye week, and then we're going to be at UCLA. Cougs
It's a good
now
team,
ranked.
trap game.
Yeah, definitely
Possibly.
is. UCLA just falling out of the rankings after they lost to Utah.
Utah's a great team, man.
So Cougs now number 16, right?
Yep, number 16.
Just looking to get higher than that.
Honestly,
so.
they should be like 13.
Something like that. Yeah, North Carolina, LSU, and
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma ranked in front of them. There's no reason they shouldn't be
I agree.
a lot higher than that.
I agree for
We'll
sure.
go into college football real quick. I was right about Colorado. Colorado are frauds. They got decimated by my Ducks. The Duck, actually, before the game, the Duck came out, started beating the primetime clock, and his head flew off. So he had to run back to the tunnel real quick because obviously that's a big no-no for mascots. Do you want to talk about Lee Corso and Jake Dickert?
Yeah, College game day, the nobody watches bowl. Apparently, Jake Dicker did not appreciate that. Lee Corso came out later saying that it's not what he said.
He
claimed that it's the nobody wants us bowl, which, I mean, even then, it's kind of why are you saying that?
I mean, the point is that they're using us as a butt of the joke when we're the victims in this situation, and we're showing that we can play.
I agree.
So, I think Coach Dicker was fired up with emotions. I did see him in the press conference earlier. It was either today or yesterday. He came out and said that he had a conversation with Coach Corso, and they're on better terms there. But I also do want to talk about the fact that, one, the Pac-12 has the most teams in college football in the top 25.
Pac-12 is loaded this year. Loaded.
And 4 teams in the top 10. That's crazy.
And I think, too, one of the biggest shockers there is Utah. We talked about them just beating UCLA, doing all this without their quarterback, Cam Rising. When he comes back, they're a loaded team, and when they get their starting quarterback, they're probably going to be even better than they are right now.
Yeah. Talk about Heisman real quick. Obviously, I feel like Cam Ward's now in that conversation.
I think he has to be.
Top 5, according to NFL.com, is Marvin Harrison Jr., who, glad he's okay. He got a little shaken up in that game against Notre Dame. Jaden Daniels, LSU's quarterback. And then we got Quinn Ewers from Texas, J.J. McCarthy from Michigan, and then, obviously, Caleb Williams from USC, who's just incredible quarterback.
I think it's almost Caleb Williams. I think it's his to lose.
100%.
I think it'd be awesome to see him win it for a second time. Only the second player ever to do that. That'd be impressive. Yeah. And especially if, they're able to push through, win the national championship. He'd become the first player ever to win 2 Heismans and a national championship.
Crazy stuff.
High bars. See if he decides to head to the NFL next year, come back, maybe go for a 3rd possibly. That'd be wild.
But. Yeah. Well, speaking of NFL, the Miami Dolphins. You want to talk about this real quick?
Not really, but, as a Broncos fan, 70-20, it was a tough game to watch from all sides, second highest score of NFL history, second most yards in NFL history. They did it without Jalen Waddle. Really, there's not a single thing that you can take out of that as a Broncos fan that's positive.
That's 100%, and I saw the clip from the post-game press conference where the media was trying to ask Sean Payton. They were saying it was a historic loss because I am well aware. What is your question? Oh, vey.
Yeah, it was not a fun game to watch.
Hey, maybe you guys will get Caleb Williams next year.
Yeah, I mean, I wish. The offense surprisingly is not the problem.
Can Caleb Williams play defense?
I don't know. Probably. Hopefully, maybe.
Oh, in other news, Cardinals shocked the Cowboys. That's a big win. Shout out Mason Fischler. Seahawks hang on to beat the Panthers. It was a close game, but they end up pulling out the 2-possession victory. It was 28-38, 27.
Sounds right. Something like that.
One of those two. Probably the biggest news in media-wise for the NFL, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. I know Sicily was talking in our chat a lot about that, but we saw her up in the booth the booth with Mama Kelce.
Miss Donna. I think, possibly truly solidifies Travis Kelce's point as the greatest tight end of all time.
And I'm a Niners fan.
Both on and off the field. He's doing it all, man. So.
And then finally, I just want to talk about this. I'm not a big fan of these 2 games on Monday night.
Yeah.
I missed the 1-game primetime spots.
I like it. I think, it gives you something to watch while the other game's at halftime. I think if they spaced it out a little bit more where, it's not as, overlapping. The Eagles game was finishing up as the Rams-Bengals were coming out of halftime. So I think, maybe space them out a little bit more, and it's a better setup. But I enjoy the 2 games,
Yeah. I think it could go either way. The flex thing is just weird, how they choose to do that. But shout out Puka Nacua, who's absolutely tearing up the league. So that's NFL. We're going to move on to MLB postseason stuff. Right now, the Orioles, the Rangers, the Dodgers, and the Braves all have first-round byes as they have clinched those spots. If the season ended today, the wild card situation would be Astros, Twins, Jays, Rays, Cubs, Brewers, D-backs, Phillies, and then the Mariners are a game and a half back. In the AL, they're the only team that's still in the race. Everyone else has been eliminated for playoff contention over there in the AL. But in the NL, it's a much tighter race. 5.5 games back is the largest one. Marlins are 1 game back. Reds are 2.5 games back. Giants, my Giants, 4.5 games back. And then the Padres, obviously, 5.5 games back. They're all still in the hunt at the time of recording. And then Shohei Ohtani, obviously, front runner for AL MVP.
Locked it up.
We were having a little bit of a discussion. I think we all kind of conceded that Ronald Acuna Jr. should be the NL MVP, although Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman are in the conversation. But if Acuna doesn't get it.
I think Acuna, has to lock it up. First ever 40-60. I think it has to be Ohtani and Acuna.
Yeah.
Any other way, it's just the voters not voting correctly.
Yeah.
So.
And I know I got some flack after last week's episode. Patrick Bailey is not going to be the Rookie of the Year. I know that. I'm still biased, and I love Patty Bales. But that'll probably be Corbin Carroll over there in the NL, and then Gunnar Henderson for JD's O's over in the AL. I know he's going to put some kind of graphic saying go O's, but Cy Young, Garrett Cole. No Shohei just because of the injury. Honestly, I saw that Shohei could be a dark horse for AL Cy Young.
Go O's.
JD, get out of here.
Come on, JD. Come on.
Were you guys in the playoffs?
Yeah, he's not.
He's gone.
He's good.
Gone. He's gone. And then in the NL, Blake Snell for the Cy Young, but also Logan Webb is in that conversation. Yeah. Anything to add for MLB?
I'll be the first to say I do not follow baseball whatsoever. I mean, Shohei Ohtani's really the only person I know, only person I pay attention to.
I feel bad for Trey Turner.
Yeah.
Because he was very hyped up just because of his performance at the World Baseball Classic, and then this was just not his year. Anyway, we're going to go on to birthdays. I got a lot of flack from the crew here.
Not good at finding famous birthdays.
I was not really great at finding them. Not a ton of great athlete birthdays, but we'll start off with Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
The goofiest jump shot in NBA history. Not close. All over the place. Starts on the right side, finishes on the left side, somewhere in the middle of his face.
You want to give us a little?
They'll pop up a picture. I think it's somewhere like around here, and then like covering his eyes and stuff so he can't see the rim when he shoots. Not good.
Lonzo wishes. Olivia Newton-John, rest in peace. She played Sandy in Grease, and a legendary singer and actress. Johnny Appleseed, one of the first ever American folklore people. Pretty cool. Neve Schulman, Neve,
Ooh.
The guy who does the show Catfish.
Never heard it.
You've never heard Catfish?
Never heard of it.
Well, they track down catfishes online. Anyway,
all right.
Jenna Ortega.
Nice.
Lil Wayne, Wheezy. I'll take it. And then legendary Phillies and Eugene Emerald. Mike Schmidt, a great player from the 70s. He turned 73. Yeah, that'll do it for birthdays. And that'll do it for the episode. Thanks for watching. Follow our Instagram and TikTok at Wazzu Sports Network. Find us on Twitter at Wazzu Sports Net. And catch all the great shows that we put out on the Cable 8 YouTube channel. I'm Matti Tenney.
Dylan Gravelle.
Go Cougs.